let's go ahead and get started. We are doing 8-5 today, pages 113 to 114 in your books. Okay, today we are just working with more quotients, sometimes bigger quotients. If you notice here, we haven't had a dividend that's been 4 digits yet. This is our first time having a 4-digit dividend. But guess what? Did the steps change? No. Now, there is one important thing I need to show you here that I haven't showed you yet. This is the trickiest part of today, and it's not that tricky. Let's go ahead and do this problem the way we know how, and then I'm going to show you the same problem with a slightly different, it's not a different way to do it. It's just, well, let's get into it, and then we'll explain. Okay, so starting off here, let's go ahead and do this problem. Who can tell me what's my first step here? Angelina, what's my first step? How many times does 6 go into 1? And who can tell me how many times does 6 go into 1? Abigail? 0 times. So we're going to write a 0 up top. Then we can multiply. What was 6 times 0? Anyone can say that one. That one's easy. It's 0. And then we can subtract and we get 1, right? Then we bring down our 8. Yes? So now what number do we have here? 18. So who can tell me how many times does 6 go into 18? Henry? Henry says 3 times. I like that. I'm going to write it up top. Then I can multiply. What is 3 times 6? Henry?
3 times 6 is
18. I'm going to subtract, and what do I get here?
0.
I get a 0. Good. What's my next step? What do I do next? Someone other than Angelina. What do I do next here? Hazel?
Bring down the 7.
Bring down the 7. I know. Oh, come on, everybody. This is a long problem. Okay, bring down the 7. Now I'm figuring out how many times does 6 go into 7. I know. How many times does 6 go into 7 without going over? Raise your hand. But yes, it is 1 time. Then we can multiply. What's 1 times 6? Say it. 6. Nope, just 6. And then we can subtract, and what do we get? 1. What's my next step? What's my next step? Isaac?
Bring the 5 down.
Bring down my 5. So now I have what number here?
15.
15. So how many times does 6 go into 15 without going over? Sebastian?
Twice.
He says 2 times. I like it. Now we can multiply. What is 6 times 2?
12.
It's 12. And when we subtract, what do we get?
3.
3. Do we have anything else to bring down over here? No, nothing else. So what happens to this 3? It becomes my remainder. So I have... Now, when I circle my answer, do I need to circle this 0?
No.
No, because it's not really part of it. So my answer is 312, remainder 3. Now, it's this 0 at the front that we're going to talk about here in just a second. So I'm just going to slide my paper over, and I have the exact same problem here. You guys see that?
We have to write.
No. I have the exact same problem here, okay? But we're going to make this easier on you, actually. We're going to eliminate a step, okay? We're going to make it shorter because if I look here, I said that 6 goes into 1 0 times, which is true. And then I brought down, or I did the subtraction, I got a 1, and I brought down the 8. And what number did I end up with right here?
18.
I ended up with 18. But if I look here at the top, what number do I have right here? 18. So, let me make it less blurry for you real quick, and then we'll keep going. Because I want to make sure you see this. So let me recast it real quick so it's not blurry.
Is it recording?
Yeah, it is. That's fine. Alright, so instead of writing this 0 up here, I can skip that step. Now, is it wrong if I don't skip that step? No. We're going to get, when we do this, we're going to get the same answer as we did here. So if this confuses you and you want to write the 0 up there, that's fine.
I do.
But I don't have to. I can skip that step. I know that 6 goes into 1 0 times, so I can just skip that step and go straight to 18. So what did we say? How many times does 6 go into 18?
18 times.
We said 3 times, right?
18 times.
Shay. Okay, and what was 6 times 3? Isaac?
18.
It was 18. I subtract and I get what?
0.
0. Then I bring down my 7. How many times did we say 6 goes into 7?
1.
1 time. What was 1 times 6? 6. When I subtract, what do I get? 1. Then I bring down my 5. I have 15. How many times did we say 6 goes into 15? 2 times. What was 6 times 2? 12. When I subtract, what do I get?
3.
3. Do I have anything else to bring down? No. So that 3 became what? My remainder. Do you see how I got the exact same answer?
With one shorter step.
Yeah, it is one shorter step, but when you're doing a lot of problems, if you have one shorter step on every single problem, let's say you have 20 problems, if you take a step out of all 20, that's overall you've taken 20 steps out. Yeah? I know it's only one step, but look how much shorter my problem is, and I got the same answer. Okay? Now again, is it wrong if you want to write the 0 in? No. But you should know that on some of the papers that I gave you, if you write the 0 in, it won't fit in the papers that I made. Because I already took out that step. So if you want to use the papers I made, you're going to have to do it this way. Okay? Let's try a few more like this so we don't freak out. Okay? Let's try a few more like this. Let's go 3,292 divided by 4. And while you're writing it down, I'm going to recast it for you so it's less blurry. So 3,292 divided by 4. No, we're going to do it together. Okay? So looking at this, my first step is technically how many times does 4 go into 3, but how many times does 4 go into 3? 0 times. So I can skip that and move straight to these first two numbers together, which is what number? 32. So I can straight up look at how many times does 4 go into 32. How many times does 4 go into 32, Abigail? She says 8 times. I like it. Now, this is the one important thing. I do need to make sure I write my 8 above the 2. Okay? Because if you remember from up here, technically, what's above the 3? Technically, it's a 0. We're not going to write it in, but technically, there's a 0 up there. So we want to make sure we write our 8 above the 2. Okay? Yeah, it's kind of a ghost 0. Good. Okay? So what is 8 times 4? Hazel? It is 32. So when we subtract, what do we get here? 0. What's my next step here? Reagan? Bring down the 9. Good. So now, how many times does 4 go into 9? How many times does 4 go into 9? Angelina? 2 times. I like it. So we're going to write a 2 up here. Angelina, what is 4 times 2? 8. Good. So I write my 8 down here and I subtract. And what do I get when I subtract?
1.
1. Good. What's my next step here? Any ideas? Isaac?
Bring down 2.
Bring down my 2. So what number do I have here now? 12. How many times does 4 go into 12? Henry? 3 times. I like it. What's 3 times 4? It is 12. So when I subtract, I get 0. Do I have anything else to bring down? Nope. So 823 is my answer. No remainders. And if there's no remainder, I don't need to write remainder 0. I just write nothing up here. Okay? I do not need to write remainder 0. We've closed our door, Henry, so I see a bunch of people looking out. I don't know what's going on in the hall, but it seems like we're being distracted. Well, I know, but you at least can't hear them anymore, so. Alright, so remember, if there's no remainder, you do not need to write remainder 0. You just leave it blank up here, okay? We don't need to write remainder 0. Okay, let's try one more. Let's do 3,454 divided by 6.
I just guessed you were going to do divide by 6.
Nice. Alright. So, what's my very first step here? Who can tell me? Henry?
How many times does 6 go into 3?
Technically, my very first step would be how many times does 6 go into 3, but we can tell just by looking, because 6 is bigger than 3, can 6 go into 3? No, so that'd be a 0. So we can just skip that and look straight at 34 here. Everyone see that? See our 34? Okay. So now how many times does 6 go into 34, Joshua? I think it goes a little more than that.
5.
I like 5. Let's do 5. Okay, 5 times. Now, Joshua, what is 6 times 5? 30. Good. And when I subtract 34 minus 30, what do I get? I get 4. Good. Okay. My next step, what would that be, Abigail? Nope. You forgot. We got to do something first. Yeah, we're going to bring down our 5 first. Good. Okay. So now, Abigail, what's my next step? Since you were getting ahead of me, I'll let you go for it. No. How many times does 6? 45, right? How many times does 6 go into 45? Because this number together is 45, yeah? How many times does 6 go into 45 without going over? Who can tell me? Angelina?
7 times.
She says 7 times. I like it. I'm going to write it. What was 6 times 7?
6.
I know. Henry?
42.
It is 42, so I'm going to write 42 here. And when I subtract, what do I get there?
3.
I get 3. Good. Okay. What's my next step then? What do I need to do next? Hazel? I need to bring down my 4. Good. Okay. So now what am I looking for? How many times does 6 go into 34 without going over? Who can tell me how many times 6 goes into 34 without going over? Joshua? It is still 5 times. That's the same question we looked at the beginning, right? And 6 times 5 is still
30.
30. Good. So we subtract, and what do we get?
4.
We get 4. Is there anything else to bring down?
No.
No, so that 4 becomes what?
Remainder.
My remainder. Okay? So my answer was 575, remainder 4.
Would that say that on a calculator?
No, a calculator would give you decimals. Yeah.
Decimal.
No, it would be a different decimal.
Yeah.
Decimals are different than remainders, and we won't get into division decimals here. We'll do some stuff with decimals, but we won't get into multiplying or dividing decimals this year. You'll do that next year in 5th grade.
I said in school we won't do that.
No, you will in school, just not this year. We only add and subtract decimals. We don't really multiply and divide decimals here. Okay, you'll do that next year. Okay, real quick, couple things. I'm going to give you your homework in just a second. But I want to show you something because I've seen a lot of people do this and it's kind of driving me crazy. So I need to explain to you. So when you have your homework paper like this, a lot of you are using these papers, which is great, and that's what I made them for, so please use them. I know, I've just printed out new ones, I just have to send somebody to go get it in a second. Okay? But these are the ones from yesterday. Alright? And so that's great. I want you guys to use these papers. That's what I made them for. They're helpful. They help you keep your work neat. That's great. The one thing that I need from you, though, is here's what I see a lot of people do. When it comes to their homework page, They leave it blank. I know there's not room to do your work here. That's why I made you the work pages, right? But would you please, 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 once you get your answer on the work page, write your answer here, okay? Because I don't want to go search for your work. Your paper is not always stapled in order. Sometimes you guys don't do your work in order, and that's fine. But if I have to search for your answers, it takes grading so much longer, and sometimes I never can find them, okay? What I like to do is, as long as you have them all right, I don't even need to look at your work. I'll just check them all right here on this page. If you get one wrong, then I'll go through your work and find it and see if I can figure out where you messed up so I can help you with that. Or maybe you got it right on your work paper, but you accidentally wrote it wrong on this page. And I will come and check. I'll go check your work if you get one wrong here. But I don't need to look at your work if you're getting them all right. So if you would write your answers here, it's a lot easier for me to just grade this page than going to search for your work. So what that means is, if I have a math problem here, let me give myself an easy one.
No, 300 divided
Okay.
by
So 424 divided by 2. Got super blurry up there. It's fine. 2 goes into 4 2 times. 2 times 2 is 4. 0. Bring down my 2. 2 goes into 2 1 time. 2 times 1 is 2. Bring down my 4. Okay. And then 4 and then 0. Good. So what that means is my answer up here was 212. So when I come to my homework, I would write 212 on this line. Now, obviously not actually on this line because this is not that problem, right? But I would take my answer and just write it here. Does everyone understand that? The other thing that I need to explain, because I saw at least one person doing this, and this is not, I'm not calling you out here. I just want you to know, your answer is this entire top part, not just the remainder. So I had one person, at least, on their homework, if they didn't have a remainder, then they would write this here. So they'd write 212 on their answer sheet, which was great. But if they had a remainder, then they would only write the remainder. So they would write the answers like 6,834 divided by 7. They'd write the answer was like 3. They wouldn't write that rest of their answer there. Now, that's one of those cases where I would go look at their work and be like, what are we, how did you get 3? What's going on? And when I looked at their work, I saw that they actually did the whole problem right. They had the answer right. But on their actual homework page, they only wrote the remainder. So just remember, the remainder is not the only part of your answer. You gotta write the whole thing. Everything up top is your quotient, right? So make sure you write everything that's up top, whether you have a remainder or not. Okay, does that make sense?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to tell you what your homework is, but I'm also going to make you do one problem by yourself before we get to our homework. But I will tell you what your homework is before that, so that once I give you a check, you can get to work. So your homework today,
I will get the paper.
in a second, I will send someone to get the papers in a second.
Reading homeworks today.
Shh. Where are we? -5. Your homework today. 8-5, page 113, numbers 1 through 6, and page 114, numbers 1 through 11.
Alright, got it?
Okay? The problem I would like you to do right now, though, before you go to, and actually, let me make this less blurry so you can see the problem and what your homework is, even though I'll write it on the board, too, in just a second. But let me make this less blurry. I don't like when it gets blurry on the TV. It drives me crazy. Okay. The problem I would like you to do on your own real quick is 1,505 divided by 7.
That's a hard one.
It's not that hard. 1,505 divided by 7. When you think you have an answer, raise your hand. I'll come around and give you a check, and then you can get started on your homework.